is that. There's the speed and then the tension through.
Right.
That's the timing. So when you're going into somebody, you get your speed, which gives you a certain amount of momentum, and your tension is the timing, which then translates the body weight into the punch.
So your punch has got everything in it.
So it's got everything into it. But you're talking about you're going to get speed and body weight.
Linking them all.
It's linking it together. So your timing is more the linkage.
Yeah.
It's the linkage of momentum.
So your speed is like the drive, kind of thing.
It's one part of it. It's your speed. You tend to get your.
Just to simplify it, so I can understand.
Yeah.
Simplify it.
So, yes, the most important thing about momentum, the faster it travels, the more momentum it's got.
Right. The faster something is moving.
So that's it. So the faster it is, the more energy it's got in it. The more energy it's got in it, right?
Alright.
It's kinetic energy if you want to start talking about whatever. The heavier it is,
Right.
the more energy it's got. So the more weight that's behind, so the more the weight that's actually behind it, the heavier the punch is.
To make it travel faster.
That's it. The greater the momentum. This is why if you've got something heavy traveling slow, it doesn't necessarily you can have more power in something that's light, but traveling fast.
Right. Can balance either one out.
Well, that's it. But what you're trying to do with a punch is you're trying to blend the two.
Right.
So you get the speed, so your arm travels fast, but it's relatively light.
Okay.
By tensing up this in the last second, you're then changing from the weight of the arm to the weight of the body. That's your timing. That's it. That's the linkage. And then that's also going to be focused through and past. So that's another side of it.
Yeah.
Is if you have timing, you've got to time it right. So from here, it's not a fact of going, which is nothing, because I've stopped it. I've stopped my hand. The power's still there because the speed's there, but it's stopped. That's why I'm going to go through.
Right.
And
You
through
created the power where you stopped it then, instead of releasing it.
That's it. There's this idea that the brain's got it tends to stop at the surface.
Like it's been hit,
That's it.
only hitting on the top.
Stopping at the surface. Stopping at the surface.
Right.
If I tell you to punch a wall, you don't punch a wall, you punch the surface.
Yeah.
You don't go through it. You don't try to go through it because your brain sees something solid. Punches. It punches, so it coordinates. You can see, you can judge the distance. Because that's what your binocular vision's for. I can see that. And it stops. You tend to stop. So timing also has to take into consideration the idea of focus.
Yeah.
So it's not just the speed or anything on from that. It's the focus of the energy. So that's where the punch really comes into it.
Yeah.
See, I mean, again, but the simplicity of it is it's all about how heavy the punch is.
Yeah.
That's your momentum. Is that your energy? Is that your power? Or whatever. Then you're talking about focusing using the linkage in time, but also that's why you talk about a small area.
Yeah.
It then comes into it. That's why a punch tends to it causes more damage, surface damage, breaks bones and things on from there. Because you're talking about this concentration of energy in a small area. The palm strike tends to cause more internal damage. Because the effect is not surface, because you're hit with something flat. But what you'll actually do is you're going to be shaking the brain. Or you're going to be going into somebody.
Internal.
Just going focusing inside.
Yeah.
So you get the shock wave going through.
So it's not hitting the surface, it's hitting through.
Going again, it's about going through. It's about focusing past. So that, again, speed, yes, you should be travelling as fast as you can. Because the faster your hand's travelling,
The more you've got behind it.
the more energy you've got. You've got it there.
Yeah.
When you're actually looking at a when I was saying it's slow, do a technique as slow as possible.
Right.
That allows you, that's a training mechanism. That's something that allows you
To see it.
to understand it. That's it. To take everything on board, to be able to see how something works, how you can go through it.
Slow enough to understand it.
That's it. So you're slowing things down so you can appreciate whatever's working, where things can come in, what can happen, what the variations are.
Yeah.
But you should always have the ability to go one from that hole, straight through, or this type of thing. It all depends on what you've got.
Yeah.
Or change, if this hands out, come inside, change, around. But you're always looking for the simplest way.
Not necessarily the quickest. Is the quickest not the simplest?
Generally speaking, will they?
The quickest will be the simplest. Or is it the one from where your hand positions are?
Where your hand positions are, yes. I mean, there's certain things to work out. Like that's why one of the simple. If I'm here, probably the easiest thing to do, the simplest thing, or the quickest thing to do is that. But that leaves you open to this.
Yeah.
That hand coming out. So if that hand comes out, we're talking about one-on-one.
Yeah.
So you're either talking about, if it does happen, dropping down onto there, and that's bringing another fact, that's making me having to react again to protect myself.
That's right.
The other option is to come out with this one. So even if that one does come out, I'm still going to be blocking out. If you punch with that one, it's still going to be punched. It's still going to be blocking you out.
One-to-one contact.
And that's got you, but you can't hit me. Because I'm on the inside.
And with the other one, you have to be first on one more move.
That's it. So yeah, so it's not necessarily the fastest, but it's the safest.
Yeah.
This is where you've got to give up certain things. One of the things that I'm giving up the split second from that to that. Very little difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I've built in a safety factor.
But the options are different. What's involved?
Well, that's it. This is from here to there.
And you've got this.
There, that I could do that. That is something on my that I could build in. But I have to be I need a lot more expertise and awareness to be able to do that. Yeah. To do this straight off. I mean, that is something I can build in. If it's there, I'm coming down that way. Right. And that's then blocking that out. If it's there, then you're talking and you're following in with whatever technique. But you can start building in safety mechanisms. It's like if you're rolling, you do it this. That I don't like. I would prefer, instead of the fat, do a punch. On from that, whatever. But you tend to be able to control the elbow a lot more. So I can go on from there, I punch out. I'm controlling over the elbow.
Behind it, it's not like a practice kind over the mouth.
So it's slightly slower,
but
there's more control. That's it. But again, it's the difference between that and that is there's not that much difference. You've got to be very careful about when you're dealing with hand techniques.
Yeah.
Even though they are something might be perceived as slow because it's another technique. There's not that much difference. And in the reality of the fight, it wouldn't make that much difference. But what it would be doing is giving you a certain leeway as far as safety is concerned. So the person who does have the reactions to stop you, you're not allowing them to be a gap, not allowing the gap to be there. You're stopping. You're closing the gap. You're closing the gap. So the person, you're going to hit them anyway.